Millions and millions of Americans are about ready to face a huge wake-up call, and it's not going to be pretty. People are finding it impossible to retire now. If people are retiring, it's usually on a multiple income source, or maybe you were in public service or something. You can retire after 20 years. But even then, things are really, really, really tough financially because of this ongoing cost of living crisis, right? So we're going to hear from a few people. Take a listen.
Nurses are not eligible to retire until we're 67 years old. We have to work until we're 67 in order to receive full benefits. But they've blessed us with the opportunity for increased benefits if we work till age 70. Most of our patients are gone by age 70. The military, they get to retire after 20 years of service.
Did you hear what she said? She said they're blessed with increased benefits if they work until age 70. Then did you hear what she said after that? Most of her patients, she's a nurse, most of her patients are gone by the age of 70. And that's what you have to work to get increased benefits. All right, let's finish up here.
The police, they get to retire after 20 years of service. Firefighters, they get to retire after 25 years of service. And teachers, they get to retire after 30 years of service. Of just those 4 professions that I've mentioned, all 4 of them have some form of protection. The police, it's obvious. The military, it's obvious. Firefighters have protection in order to do their job. There are efforts made to protect teachers, other staff, students. I get really angry when I think about this because as nurses, we don't have any form of protection. We are expected to be abused. We are discouraged from filing a police report. Actually, they'll find a way to fire us if we try to do that because they're not going to look like they didn't try to protect their nurses and their patients. Police officers on their campus, police officers with weapons. We come to work with a pair of scrubs. That's it. And we can't leave this profession until we're 67 in order to receive full benefits. And if they convince us to stay until we're 70, we can get increased benefits. 70 years old. And with our title comes Nurses Save Lives. Who's saving ours? Nobody is saving our lives. They are taking our lives from us. We're not even going to be alive to retire. Or if we do, we're all going to have Anyway, I was going to try to make, something humorous at the end of this video, but I'm too pissed to come up with something.
That's heavy words, folks. She says she's not going to be even alive to retire. That's a pretty dire outlook. It's a pretty dire outlook. So what do? Do you stop all spending money? Do you stop spending money on all forms of entertainment and just save to whereas you're not ever doing anything fun? Right? Let me know down in the comments. Or are there ways to do fun for free? I like going to the park, shooting basketball. There are things you could do for free. But do you see my point here? What do? Do you just save nonstop and try not to spend any money because you're afraid that you'll never be able to retire or that you will not even live to see your retirement? All right, let's listen to a few more people talk about this crisis.
And it's just crazy to me now that I go, be out or whatever, and I'm just starting to see a lot of senior citizens, retirees, right, in these jobs. Like the barista that was making my drink, she had to be in her 70s. Anyway, she had messed up. Because, I be ordering the drink and you got to do this, you got to do that, whatever. Not too crazy. But she messed up or whatever. And the younger guy, there was just 2 of them. So it was a younger guy that was at the register. And then it was the barista, older woman. So when I was like, oh, they forgot to add, I like to get a little bit of extra syrup, and then they forgot to add it, which everybody does that. When I order my lavender drink, I always add 2 extra pumps, and for some reason they take out the simple syrup and they just add the 2 vanilla pumps, and it's like, no, I want the simple syrup and 2 extra vanilla pumps. Anyway, so she forgot that, which is normal. Like, I go to different Starbucks, they always forget it. So the guy, he was like correcting her, and I was like, oh, y'all must have missed the extra syrup in it because it wasn't sweet. So he was like showing her like where he marked it and all that. She was like, oh, I'm sorry. So I felt so horrible, and I'm
All right, so somebody that looks like they're 70 years old working at sounds like a Starbucks or coffee shop. And maybe they were just new, but sounds like they were kind of maybe not doing the job to the fullest ability. Anyways.
like, oh, no, it's okay. You can just put the syrup in the drink you made. You don't have to make it over. So he was like, no, we're making it over because it's not going to blend right or whatever. She was like, no, I'll make it. But she had to been in her 70s. And, the YTs, they be looking a little older than what their real age. But I don't know. I'm thinking she like in her 70s. She was a retiree. I don't care. She was a retiree. But my point is that that's sad because those jobs are supposed to be for the... I know this thing cuts off. So where I was at, those jobs are really supposed to be for like, the youth, younger folks, just getting into the workforce or whatever. But my point I'm making is that goes to show you that all these older senior citizens have to go back out and get a job. Like, I can't imagine my mom would be 77. I cannot imagine her being a barista at Starbucks because she has to find or has to have extra money to live. That's my point here. It's like...
It's sad. I get sad when I see somebody barely able to walk, they're elderly, they're probably in pain, but yet they're having to work. Now, some people may go back to work just because they think it's fun. They want to get out of the house. They have a social life. They'll talk to coworkers. There are people out there that do that, but I'm afraid that the big majority of these people that are working 65 and beyond are doing it because they have to, because they can't keep up with the costs.
I felt so horrible. Like, why does she... What? Like, it's just... stuff. I just pay attention to stuff like that, and it bothers me. Seeing like when I see old people out and they're struggling, they have bags in their hand, it breaks my heart. Because I'm like, that could be my mom. And to get a second job, they're getting a second job to supplement their income because the retirement is not enough or they need more money to live. That's the point. That's the point here. Like, you're not going to sit there and tell me a 70-something-year-old woman wants to go work at Starbucks just for the fun of it. I doubt it. And if you do, I'm pretty sure there are cases that they do, but I doubt it. Not
the Starbucks. I don't think anybody wants to work at Starbucks for fun. That's a hard job. And just looking at what they do, because I used to work in the service industry for a little bit, on my feet all day, dealing with customers, especially at a coffee shop where people want to customize all these drinks. I need 2 pumps of this, 2 pumps of that, whipped cream, extra this, extra toppings. I mean, it's so detailed that I don't think anyone would want to do that for fun, right? But let's hear from a few other people. Then we're going to talk about some numbers here and see what's going on. Is it going to get better or is it going to get worse? All right, well, you're going to find out here and towards the end of the video. We're going to talk about what's about to happen. All right, here's another one.
Explain this to me. Why? At 54 years old, and my husband's almost 60, our whole entire life, well, not entire life, but you know what I mean, our adult life, we have worked hard. We have raised 2 beautiful kids. We've paid our bills. We've paid our taxes. We are nowhere in life. We still live paycheck to paycheck every week.
What did she say? 54, 55, something like that? Living paycheck to paycheck still, folks. She's 10 years, close to 10 years to being what's supposed to be retirement, right? Now it's looking like retirement needs to be 75, 80. And like the person at the beginning said, a lot of people aren't even going to make it to the retirement age if it's 70.
Or every 2 weeks. Our retirement, little, very, 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 very little. Where did we go wrong? We're good. Blessings for that. Good family life. We didn't do extravagant things in our life. We're still struggling paycheck to paycheck. But there again, we don't have much and we want to retire. I want to retire before I'm in a wheelchair or I can't walk. I want to be 90 and not retire. So if you have any answers, please let me know. I have one that I found. And if you're in this situation and would like to know more information, put purpose in the comments.
All right, so that last video, that person, she wanted to chat in comments about other people that might be in the similar situation as her, in her 50s, no retirement, struggling, scraping by, and no relief, not much relief. I shouldn't even say not much relief. Not only no relief in sight, it's about ready to get worse here. But first, before we talk about that, listen to this other perspective on this. Here we go.
No, these people don't want to be there. They're walking in with bad knees, back bent over. They can barely make it into the building. Do y'all know these people are chained to their jobs because they cannot retire, because they won't have health care? Yes, they have sacrificed and dedicated 30 years of service, but because they're too young to receive Medicare.
Chained to their job, too young to receive Medicare, but working beyond where they should really be working. And you can see the text right here, the system works us forever. This is how people are feeling, folks.
They are still enslaved to their job. One of the greatest countries in the world has not figured out how to expand health care for
one of the greatest countries in the world, quote unquote, $37 trillion in debt. You would think that with that type of money that we borrowed as a country, that people would be living better than ever. People would be retiring young. But it seems like the more money we borrow, the more difficult things get because the cost of living goes up. That's how it seems, right?
everyone. Now your grandma and your granddad is still working when they should be at home enjoying the fruit of their labor. Y'all talk to me in the
Still working, still limping into work when they should be at home enjoying the fruits of their labor, folks. It's pretty sad to see, but we said it right here on this channel years ago. Things are just going to continue to get worse. All the new rules and regulations being put through right now are not really going to help the scenario. So things are about ready to get more expensive. In other words, you're not going to see prices drop. Prices are going to continue to go up overall. There may be a couple things where prices may go down, but overall, the cost of living is going to continue to rise. And it's going to continue to outpace wages. That means these people that can't retire now, next year, they're not going to be able to retire then, the year after that, the year after that. You see what I'm saying? The people that do make it to 70, they may get a bigger payout in their retirement. That may help some people. But when the cost of living is still going up, it may not really help many of these people that's their plan is to work until 70. But by the time they get there, costs have went up even higher. Everything costs more because all the things that made prices very high and the things that made the cost of living can rise are still happening right now, right? The money's still being borrowed. We're still seeing inflationary forces at play, folks. So it's about ready to get worse. Let me know what you think down in the comments. What will fix this? What are you doing to try to avoid this? Or maybe you are retired. Let us know how you retired. The people that I know that retired in their 50s or younger were either military, Coast Guard, National Guard, even police officers have pretty good retirements from what I hear. Teachers, not bad. I guess, what did she say, 30? I'm not sure about that. But let me know down in the comments your thoughts. And if it's you, I'd really like to hear from you. Everybody, talk to you soon. Keep stacking. Bye for now. Peace.